sacrifices and support us in order that we can ensure that we perform at our best. The Sault Ste. Marie football officials, in recognition of Terry Lynn, wear these armbands and support our brother Carl and his sons as we try to move forward in this moment. Thank you.
Who's that related to? Carl?
Carl Maniaco.
I don't know Carl.
It's an official.
Yeah.
The verbal and physical assault of an official by a spectator resulted in the game being canceled. The official involved required immediate medical attention and is now facing months of medical rehabilitation.
Really?
The Sault Ste. Marie Football Officials Association and its members, along with multiple fellow associations across the province, recognize there is a need to change the culture of support as it relates to the treatment of officials.
Really, eh?
The Sioux Association, along with his brothers and sisters across the province on this day, are
are
holding a brief pause of today's game to bring to attention to this important issue and to stand behind our fellow officials across this country. Thank you.
You ready to
So
start?
we will just have a little moment.
Good afternoon, football fans. Welcome to Sault Ste. Marie and Superior Heights Field for the NOSSA final between the Korah Colts and the Algonquin Barons from North Bay. A rematch of the 2021 Senior NOSSA final, with these two teams met, I believe, in North Bay last year. The final there was 36-0 in favor of Korah. Kevin Hemsworth here with Scotty Mack, Scott McPherson to my left. Scott, what do you think we're going to see here today from the Colts and the Barons?
Well, it's a great day for football. A little chilly here on the field, but like they say, bad day at the football field is better than a good day at work. So I'm expecting a great action-packed game. Korah likes to keep it on the ground, pounding the ball right down the throat of the defense. Algonquin, obviously we're not very familiar with them,
To start
but
the
they're
game,
coming
the
back
Korah Colts will be kicking off for
after
the
a
Algonquin
36-11
Barons.
win against St. Joe's Scholar Hall in their final to advance here today. I would think that Algonquin is the underdog, but the game has to be played, and we're looking for a great one here today.
Yeah, I know Coach Davien for Algonquin had some media attention, and he was talking about this matchup, and knows that they're in for a tough slog against the Korah Colts, who've been pretty dominant in Northern Ontario. Well, dominant here in Sault Ste. Marie and in Northern Ontario the last few seasons, but I think the Barons are ready for the challenge. I want to say congrats and a shout out to the junior Barons who won their city title as well. So Algonquin and Coach Davien putting together a pretty good program over there in North Bay, and we'll see if that translates into success on the field here today. As the Colts set up to line up, they are going right to left on your screen in the brown uniforms, brown helmets, and we've got Algonquin in the white jerseys, red pants, and red helmets. And we are underway here from Superior Heights Field. Algonquin fields that one at the 40.
Short kick there, recovered by Connor Felitro.
Fielded by number 13.
Looks like the wind got a hold of that one, so obviously the wind, as you can hear in our background, is going to be a factor today. So short kick, about 15-20 yards.
No, 51.
Algonquin will take over at about the 40.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty strong wind going left to right. They took the flags down across the field there, so we don't have a good sense of the wind, but you can hear it whistling through the mics. And like you said, a little bit chillier today than the last time we were up in the booth, Scotty. It was a balmy 15 degrees, I think, for the city finals here a couple of weeks ago, and the weather took a turn just yesterday, so we'll see if that impacts play here as well. Quarterback tosses. Number 24, Ryan Smetana, Smetana is
Pitch
taken
number
down.
24, Ryan Smetana.
51 on the
He's brought
tackle for
down
Korah.
for a loss of 8 by number
Ethan
51,
Karkidi.
Ethan Karkidi.
6-yard loss on the
Second down
play.
and 17 for the Barons.
7-yard loss on the play, so 2nd and 17 for Algonquin.
Looked to be a nice execution on that play. He got to the corner, but Karkidi blasting through and making a stop deep behind line of scrimmage. So nice start for the Korah Colts.
Korah's defense has been pretty good this year, as they have been in the past. We talk a lot about their offense, that ground and pound offense that seems to pick up 8-9 yards on every play, but defense has been good as well. Pass out to number 7. It's Riley Filiatro. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage before he's taken down.
Quarterback
Hit
number
hard by
12,
Elijah
Simon
Plastino.
complete to number
Nice pass
7,
to the flats.
Riley Filiatro.
Game back to the
Gets back to the
original
original
first
line of scrimmage
line
to
of
be
scrimmage.
3rd down and 10 for the
Bring up 3rd
Barons.
and 10.
Tackled by number 51, Ethan Karkidi.
And again, look
With help from
3rd
number
down.
2,
We'll be back
Elijah
to punt.
Plastino.
We have back for the return. Hard to see it at 36.
26, that's
26.
Malcolm.
Lucas Malcolm on the return, along with
Looks like Ty Beaupre back, number 81.
81. Perfect.
Of course, Jared Dewar went down in the city finals. He normally gets punt return duties, as does Jesse Barella. So 2 new punt returners for the Colts.
Punt is fielded by
Barella
number 28,
and
Ronan Provenzano.
Dewar
He
both
brings it
out,
to the
and
Colts'
we'll
49-yard
see if
line. Will be 1st
the
down and
depleted
10.
backfield for the Colts is an issue. Didn't seem to give them too much trouble
Number
last week in
24,
Sudbury,
Ryan
but
Smetana, and number
might be a factor here. Of course, we
Number
talked
90,
about the
Cedric
next man up
Horton
in
with the
the
tackle.
Colts backfield before. They have a lot of weapons in the stable.
It's nice to have that depth this time of year with injuries and illness. So Korah Colts in good stead that way. Let's see what they come up with in their first offensive series.
Quarterback Gabe Byron under center. He's got Caleb Thibodeau behind him. And the give is going to be to Thibodeau. He's straightforward. And that is Caleb Thibodeau, as we've seen him all season, pick up a 17
Number 27,
on a run
Caleb
right up the
Thibodeau
middle.
on the carry. He gets 17 yards.
Nothing
on the
new,
first
just
down.
your average 17-yard carry to
Number
start the game.
55, Brody
Thibodeau, number
Mateo
27, a
Lebret
big load, and
with the tackle
he'll
for
be
the
given the
Barons.
Barons
It'll be
fits
1st
all
down and
afternoon.
10
So
Colts on the
Brody
Algonquin
Matt
44.
Lebrecht with the tackle. And the guys, usually the guys 15 yards back from the defensive line aren't ready to tackle a body like Thibodeau. You got to get him at the line if you're going to get him. Algonquin does a better job of bottling him
Caleb
up there,
Thibodeau
but
once
it's
again, he
straightforward
gets
for
out
9.
Makes it 2nd and 1. Number 27,
Number 27,
Aiden Dion with the tackle
Aiden
for the
Dion
Barons.
makes the tackle for the Barons.
man down on the play looks like 96. 96 Noah Sabrin looks to be a little worse for wear, but
So during this injury timeout, we'll stop, pause to mention that if you've noticed, the officials on the field wearing black armbands today. Recently, one of their members, Carl Maniaco, lost his wife suddenly, and the officials put out a statement they wanted us to read on air. They depend on their families to make sacrifices and support them in order to, so that they can perform at their best. They wanted to recognize Terry Lynn Maniaco, Carl's wife, and they're wearing those armbands in support of their brother Carl and his sons as they try to move forward after this loss. And I knew Carl personally, both inside and outside of football, and just great family, and Carl's a great guy. So Carl, we wish you all the best at this time of loss.
correction on that injury timeout. It was Zidrik Fortin, number 90 for the Barons. Looks to be going off under his own power, so it's a good sign. Hopefully Mr. Fortin will be back in the game to join us soon.
So as we wait for the Algonquin player to leave the field, Korah lined up. And I'm going to leave the French pronunciation to you, Mr. McPherson. Much better accent than I will ever have.
It's
So
easy.
I'll apologize to our French-Canadian friends in North Bay if I make a mess today. There's Caleb Thibodeau again.
27, Caleb Thibodeau. He
Couple
goes straight
yards on
ahead
the
and gets the first down. The first down and 10 Korah at
And
the
of course, for those of you who don't
Algonquin
know,
Barons 32-yard
our
line.
friends at Algonquin Collège Francophone, high school
Number
North Bay, that
27,
is
Aiden Dion
francophone.
with the
So
tackle for the
bienvenue
Barons.
et welcome. Merci d'avoir venu joindre ici à Sault Ste Marie. Bonne journée pour le football et bonne chance les Barons.
Well done, Mr. McPherson. A bilingual broadcast.
Oui, oui, Jean-Guy.
Fantastic. Up the middle to Thibodeau. Nice fake in the backfield. I
Number
was
27,
following
Caleb Thibodeau once
number
again. He goes
23,
straight
Cole
ahead, gets it out
Barbo.
to the
Thought he had the ball there, but
Baron
number
27-yard line. It'll be
Royce
second down and
Rochefort
5.
brings down Thibodeau after another game.
Number
Just a couple of yards,
77,
though.
Royce
Seems like the Barons are
Rochefort
adjusting,
with the tackle for the Barons.
but it's been all Thibodeau so far. And this is going to be Provenzano with the carry. Ronan Provenzano makes a little cutback, nice adjustment.
Number
Few
28,
picks up the
Roy
first down.
Provenzano
Second
around the
five,
left
gets
side.
about
He gets
9 on the
7
play.
yards
So.
and a Colt first down.
And if I'm the Korah Colts offense, I
Number 54,
give you a
Jacob
strong dose of
Gill
Thibodeau. We'll
with the
mix
tackle.
them with a little Thibodeau, with a little Provenzano, which you just saw there. So nice run by Provenzano, number 28, on the carry.
And that is typically the MO for Korah. They're going to run that middle. They're going to have a lot of misdirection on the line to confuse the defenders. They'll run the middle until you see a couple of stops there and defenders biting inside, and then they'll come around with that sweep with Provenzano.
And you just notice how potent that offense is, even without the missing links, Dewar and Barella. They still have a lot of different options, and it's nice as an offense coordinator to have those options available to you. Number 40 on the play for the Algonquin Barons, Axel Ayotte, calling for a timeout. He too looks to be off under his own power, so he'll take a few plays off and rejoin his Barons team.
Yeah, and you mentioned the depth in the backfield. For those joining us from Algonquin, of course, the Korah Colts know Jesse Barella well, but he was a featured back in this backfield for Korah, and he's going to be out for the remainder of the season. Don't think they'll have him back, even if they manage to get past the Barons today. So they're definitely going to miss Barella, but Thibodeau and Provenzano getting it done so far for the Colts, and Barbo in at that tailback position. Barbo's going to get a carry now. He runs left off tackle, gets ahead of steam, picks up about 8 or 9 on the play.
Number 23, Cole Barbo on the carry. He
Had to
gets
pay the
down
price
inside
there.
the
Nice
10
pound
yard
by
line,
Connor
second and short.
Filitro on the stop. But after a big gain of about 9 yards, brings up 2nd and 1.
Number 52, Keegan Cooper with the tackle.
Keegan Cooper also in on the tackle there.
Nice to see the Korah Colts marching the ball as they probably had a game plan to do, is kill the clock, run it out, gain some yards on the ground. That win might play a factor in the passing game.
2nd and 1, give to Thibodeau. He changes arms, and he rumbles into the end zone for
Number
the Korah
27,
Colts
Caleb
touchdown.
Thibodeau powers his way into the end zone, and the Colts take an early 6-0 lead.
55, Brody,
6-0.
Matt, and Lebrecq trying to make a stop at the goal line. Of course, Thibodeau was bound and determined to get to the end zone and rumbles in for the score.
Yeah, I mentioned that your defensive backs, we saw this all season when you ask your defensive backs to stop Thibodeau. If you don't at least slow him down before he gets there, he's going to run somebody over, and that was the case on that play. And looks like Matt and Lebrecq, a little bit worse for wear, although seems to be getting up, and hope he's okay.
Again, back to Thibodeau. Didn't spend a whole lot of time in science class, but I do remember a body in motion remains in motion. So
Something about equal and opposite forces.
yeah, bring in the heat for sure. Speaking of heat, big shout out to the boys in the jungle over there in the backyard, all caged in, the brown and yellow. Don't think that I don't see Ethan and Chris Thibodeau snuggling, keeping warm there. But
Where they've been all season enjoying the Colts.
good luck to you. Hopefully you have a few warm refreshments there and staying cool. Big shout out to Anna and Nancy and the whole gang over there.
So Ty Koski on to kick for the extra point.
Pretty routine for Koski. He's been lights out here for the point after, so expect it up and through. Nice snap. Flag on the play.
Flag on the play, and Koski's kick is good. We'll see what that penalty is. Of course, you talked about
Number
Koski
16,
being
Ty
pretty
Koski's
routine. And
comment is up and good.
a couple weeks ago,
However,
I think we witnessed the city championship game records, maybe a city record in any game. 4 uprights hit in the first half.
Yeah.
By Koski, and I think he's probably had nightmares about uprights for the last couple of weeks. He was right down the middle on that one.
He's adjusted right a little bit and no longer doink. So great play by Koski. Looks like they're going to decline that, whatever the penalty was. Accept the point and score is 7-0. 7:25 to go in the first quarter. If you have nothing to do this afternoon, come on down, $5. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. Come on down here and support your local Korah Colts football. Sault Ste. Marie champions this year and looking for their NOSSA championship here against the Algonquin Barons visiting in from North Bay. So again, welcome to our North Bay fans. Bienvenue à notre Belleville. As we're going to blow away soon.
Scott, you almost got through the first quarter without calling them the St. Mary's Knights.
As I look out, I see some maroon and white, so I default back to my days at St. Mary's and playing Sault Ste. Marie football. But Korah Colts now obviously the powerhouse in town and looking to defend their NOSSA championship against these same Algonquin Barons that they beat last year.
Maverick, Fort Beatty on for the kickoff. That one short as well. That wind pretty good, and we've seen Beatty kick them deeper than that. Wasn't sure. I guess Algonquin not sure as well. Beatty's leg in this wind. They were back at the 5 to field it, but
first down and 10 Algonquin at their own
38-yard line. So decent field position for the Barons to start out.
And there'll be a few adjustments made throughout the game. Obviously, 40% chance of rain, but it looks pretty clear today. But this wind will play a factor, so I think both teams will probably try to keep it along the ground as much as possible. But the kicking game will be affected by this wind.
So 60% chance we stay dry, Scott.
See, you did pay attention to math class. Well done.
So the Barons, I know Coach Davian stressing before this game that their offense was going to have to get some first downs to give their defense a blow. We'll see. They're back to pass. And that's intercepted. Plastino picks that one off. Pass intended for number 27, Dion.
By number 2, Elijah Plastino.
Sails over his head and right into the arms
45-yard line.
of
It was first down and 10 for the Colts.
And the Colts are going to take over on the Algonquin side of the field at 45-yard line. First and 10 for Korah.
And again, defying convention, I'm glad that they keep it on the ground. First play, hoping to catch them on their heels. Nice executed play, nice route, but number 2 is able to jump it. I think it was Plastino, you said. Elijah Plastino with the pick. And Korah will take the ball over from the Barons 45. So.
And the Barons, I'm sure, watched St. Mary's have some success through the air against Korah this year. Of course, they went 1-1 in the season, regular season matchups. Korah winning in the city championship. There's Thibodeau up the middle, 6-yard gain on the play.
Nice pursuit by 27 on the play. Aiden Dion coming back side from backfield and able to pull Thibodeau down, or else there would have been a larger gain on the play. We got an injured Baron here. Looks like number 51. 51. No, 51. 52. 52 is Keegan Cooper injured, but doesn't look to be too serious. Medical team's out to care for him, and we'll bring up a 2nd and 4 on the play.
And as I'm looking across the field, not a lot of depth on that Algonquin bench, and we've seen a few Algonquin Barons head over to the sidelines with injuries early, and hoping they can shake those off, and Algonquin can put their best team on the field for the duration of this game. And certainly we hope Keegan Cooper able to get up and head off under his own steam here. Looks like he's up. Gets a round of applause from the fans. Not putting a lot of weight on that left leg, but hopefully he can walk that one off on the sidelines.
And of course, injuries are part of the game, and especially when on a cold day like today, bones feel a little more brittle, and tough to shake off these big hits. Coach Ryan Desbiens, when asked his keys to winning this game today, is to stay healthy for a duration and execute the little nuanced aspects. He said they need to move the ball consistently on O and give their D a rest. So hopefully they're going to have to answer that right now, get their defensive stand here and get that offense back on the field so they can march and try to even this one up at 7 as we have 7-0 for the Korah Colts, 6:46 in this first quarter.
Byron under center now. Going to hold on another minute to make sure the player's all the way off the field before play resumes, and whistled in. Byron under center. Thibodeau and Barbo in the backfield. Barbo gets the carry. He goes right. Takes on a couple of defenders and pushes forward for about 9 yards.
On the right side for about 8 yards and a first down.
Tackled by Cody Mayo Martel.
On the Baron 30.
Oh, check that. Caden Seguin.
Number 16, Caden Seguin. Number 7, Riley Filitro with the tackle for the Barons.
Korah moving the sticks as they are happy to do all day, just slow and steady, moving and marching, and getting closer to the end zone.
Motion left. The give is left. Barbo, he's corralled in the backfield. Good leg tackle there by number 27, Aiden Dion.
Nice defensive play by number 27, Aiden Dion. He
well done to stop him in the backfield there. Maybe a loss of one on the play, so bring back second 11.
Short loss will be second down and 11.
You know, we say in the coaching ranks, right, Scotty, there's no shame in getting run over, but there is shame in letting go. And Dion lived that one on that play. He refused to give up the leg. Cole Barbo, a loss on the play. And the Colts on second and 11. Byron takes the snap. Give to Thibodeau. Thibodeau bottled up on this run, picks up about 4 yards on the play.
Looks like he gets
Tackled by number 90,
about 7 for the Colts.
Cedric Fortin.
Oui.
So you know when you got your number 90s in on the tackle that they're meeting Thibodeau at the line of scrimmage.
Number 27, Dion. Number 44, Charles Levac. Number 90,
is happy
Cedric Fortin on the tackle.
to see those guys slowing Thibodeau up at the line of scrimmage.
Gain of 4 on the play, brings up 3rd and 6. They're going to go for it. You're looking to draw the offense or the defense outside. Looks like it's worked.
Movement before the snap.
Still will only bring up a 3rd and 1. Remedy for that, probably Thibodeau right up the middle.
5 yards the easy way.
Looks like it's going to be against the Barons. The ball will be advanced 5 yards.
Count by
It'll be
Byron.
3rd and 1.
We've all been there, jumping the gun, and getting all excited. Big stop on 3rd down. Changed the fortunes of the Barons. That got a little too overzealous and encroached into the Korah backfield. So brings up 3rd and 1 here, straight ahead, probably quarterback sneak maybe. Indeed it is.
It is.
So you're saying
Byron
that
sneaks out the side of that block, and he picks up
Number
about
5, Gabe Byron
16 yards on the play.
definite bonus when you're looking for 2 and you end up with 16. So
Number 6, Nolan Berube,
Nolan Berube
makes the stop on the play, but not after Byron takes it down to the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Colts from the 5. 4:18 to go in the first quarter.
I think we mentioned earlier about the Korah injuries. Algonquin Barons losing one of their lead rushers in the final game early, so they're obviously missing him on offense. So
Thibodeau with a little sidestep, then barrels forward, and he's in for the touchdown. Another 6 for the Korah Colts with 3:56 left in the first quarter. 13-0 pending the extra point.
And again, that Korah Colts offense just too much to handle for the Algonquin Barons. Hopefully they'll make some changes, make some adjustments, and try to retool to come up against that offense with a little more success. But right now the Colts are ahead 13-0. Tchaikovsky on to try the extra point. So.
Hold from Lucas Malcolm. Kick is up and good by Koski. Malcolm gets the laces out.
And it's up and
kick is good.
And again, talk about the air or the wind playing a factor. Also, there's cold hands and cold conditions on the snappers for the long snaps. Look for that, might erode as the game progresses.
So as we have a change of possession here, I'll read another important announcement from the officials. Recently, during halftime of a high school football game in Quebec, an incident involving the verbal and physical assault of an official by a spectator resulted in a game being canceled. The official involved required immediate medical attention and is now facing months of medical
attention. All right, folks, that was number
rehabilitation.
27, Caleb Thibodeau with the
Football
touchdown for the
Officials
Colts.
Association and its members, along with
ensuing
multiple fellow
convert was
associations
good by
across the
number
province,
16,
recognize there is a
Tchaikovsky.
need to change the culture of
Colts now lead
support
14-0.
as it relates to the treatment of officials. Sioux Association, along with its brothers and sisters across the province, are holding a brief pause They did so at the beginning of this game to bring attention to this important issue and to stand behind our fellow officials across this country.
17, Quinn Tooley and Simon Dubé, number 12, back to receive. A deep kick down to the 16.
A couple of yards on the return.
Tooley on the reception, a couple of yards. Looks like they'll start about the 22-yard
line. On the return, he brings it out to the Colt 22. Number 14, Ethan Carbone with the tackle for the Colts.
So again, first and 10 from the Barons, looking to establish a little bit of a running game or a little bit of offense. And they'll take over on the 22. 3:51 to go in the first quarter. So again, a beautiful night for football, or afternoon for football. We welcome you, those in Sudbury and North Bay and parts unknown. Joining us on Saultsports.com, your home for entertainment for sports in Sault Ste. Marie.
Algonquin in the shotgun, but looks like they're going to call
Might have to call a timeout.
I think they've got personnel issues on the field. A lot of players going both ways for the Barons, and some injuries early on, and that starts to play havoc with the depth chart. And Algonquin's going to take a timeout prior to this possession. Those are tough timeouts to take. You had
timeout called by the Algonquin Barons.
From defense to offense, and you have time to get everybody out on the field after the kickoff, and then you got to burn a timeout just to get personnel in the field. Those are the ones that coaches get frustrated about. And usually there's one player on the sidelines who's got a guilty look on their face after that timeout.
And the unfortunate part is that you're going to need to, you may, at the end of a half or at the end of the game, lean on those timeouts. They might come back to haunt you if you have to waste one right now. Big shout out to Jerry McGuire Jr. listening in Toronto area as he supports his nephew Ronan Provenzano. Big shout out to those McGuires out there. Hope you're enjoying the game, and welcome. Scotty Mack here with Kevin Hemsworth.
I'm a McPherson now. Got to stop hanging out at your house.
Must be something in the hot chocolate. Number 12 rolling out, quarterback looking to pass, man open.
Pass out to the sidelines, and that one's bobbled. Malcolm comes up, puts a hit on.
The pass is incomplete.
Simon Dubé rolling out, a nice ball to Phil Trout and unable to haul it in. But there's that feeling when you hear the footsteps coming.
Number 26,
the ball lofted a little bit and led him a bit. And could hear that defensive back piling in on him. So hard to focus on the ball, but unable to pull it out. Second and 10.
I'm sure you like to have that one back. That was a catchable ball, but as you said, Malcolm was barreling in pretty fast. So the Barons, second and 10. Dubé in the shotgun as he's been so far. He's back to pass. He's flushed out.
Nice throw across body, beautiful.
And the completion
to Phil Trout this time.
Johnny Fillion in
quarterback
pursuit
number 12, Simon Dubé's pass is
Ty
complete down the left sideline to number 13.
Just short of the first down. I think maybe
just short of the first down. It's third and one.
Third and one. So it's decision time for Coach Davienne, and I know
number 2
in Canadian football, the yard off the ball, the defense has to line up. I'm pretty sure he's going to go for it here. Needs to keep his defense off the field. He's going to bank on his offense being able to pick up this yard, and of course on the other side of the ball, some hungry Korah Colts defensive linemen looking to make a stop here, and a statement with 2:29 to go in the first quarter.
I like the call to go for it. I would have him under center and doing the quarterback sneak, but that big defensive front for the Colts. Let's see what they elect to do.
They're going to throw, and that one's eaten up on the inside, and that's number 98, Dante Scaglione
with the quarterback
bursts in. You knew they'd be coming.
Over first down and 10 at the Algonquin Barons 22-yard line.
And Dubé had no time to get that off.
Had a quick instant there where he looked at the flats, but quickly gobbled up by Scaglione again. A gamble that doesn't pay off for the Barons as their defense comes back onto the field, but nicely played by Korah.
I won't pretend that I'm even 10% of the coach that Coach Davienne is, but I agree with you on that play. I like putting my quarterback under center and banking on my big fellas up front to pick up a yard on that play. I don't like necessarily taking that ball 5 yards back from the line of scrimmage, but that was the play, and the Colts did a good job of eating that up. There are a few players in the backfield. Scagley only gets the tackle, and here's Ronan Provenzano, and he's going to find the house on the first play from scrimmage.
Number 28, Ronan
25-yard
Provenzano,
touchdown
Colts
scamper for
touchdown.
Ronan Provenzano, and the Colts are up 20-0.
Early lead for the Korah Colts, taking advantage of that turnover on downs. Quick run in for Provenzano. Proud parents, Lucas and Kara. Big shout out to them. So Koski in to kick the extra point again. They're going to go up 21-0. 1:53 to go in the first quarters.
Yeah, I'm sure you just mentioned Jerry McGuire. He was, I bet, pretty excited about that touchdown run by Ropro, as I like to call him. Koski's kick, up and good. So Koski looks like he's putting a little bit extra time on the practice pitch over the last couple of weeks, and he's been rock solid on the extra points. Korah up 21-0 on the Barons with 1:53 remaining in the first quarter.
I mentioned Jerry McGuire Jr. Let's also shout out to Jerry and Kay, Ronan's grandparents, who are maybe watching from St. Joe's Island today and are listening to us here on Saultsports.com. Hope you're feeling great, and we'll see you soon. So 21-0, 1:53 to go. Another chance for the Algonquin offense to get on track here. So looks like number 12, Simon Dubé, back to receive. 17 also Quinn Tooley, who took the last kickoff, and 54 is a short man, Jacob McGill, looking to kick or receive the kick. Doing the duties here, is it
Corboy Beatty.
Corboy Beatty on the kick. So we're about to get set.
You and I coached Maverick many years ago, back in the Sault Minor Football League, and Maverick's settled in. I know we had him doing some place kicking for us. He settled into his kicking duties here for the Colts.
Great kid and good family, and obviously that family's supporting their boy.
That one's going to be short again. That wind pretty stiff. The Algonquin Barons player number 7, Riley
Kickoff is
Filtro,
fielded by number 7, Riley
takes it
Filtro.
immediately
He takes a knee
on
at
one
the
knee.
43-yard line. It's the
Happened
first
to
down
take a
for the
knee
Barons.
foregoing the return, but short kick, and probably would have been called up pretty quickly on that. Barons taking over from the 48, so long way to go, but a long time left to go in the first quarter here. Still 1:52 to play, and even though they're down 21-0, they'll need to get something started here to start to climb their way back into this game. So
Yeah, we see the Barons go to the air for the entirety of the first quarter, and they got the wind at their backs here. I wonder if we might see some ground game from them before too long. Dubé back to pass again. Looks to get it out quick. He has to get flushed out of the pocket, and that pass is incomplete, intended for number 17,
pass
Quinn
intended for number 17, Quinn Tooley.
nice try as a one-handed grab by Tooley.
It's like number 2.
Korah
Riley
got,
Faustino with the cover.
Barons might have got away on the hold on that one, but as a pursuit from the defensive end came, but quarterback able to roll out. And you mentioned they might go back to the ground, but if I was to stay in the air, I would think that maybe we try to go vertical on this one. They keep looking to the flats and the short outs, and I think I might try and sneak one past Korah, get your speed guys going deep, and Korah Colts seem to be rolled up pretty tight here. So let's see what Tooley's got, or Dubé's got.
Dubé to the sidelines. Good defensive play by Lucas Malcolm.
Pass is
Pass
broken up
intended
around
for
the
number
left sideline by number
27,
26,
Aiden Dion.
Lucas Malcolm. It's going to be 3rd down and 10.
56, Drew Esposito with the help over there too. Nice play to break it up for 2 of them.
And I got to agree with you there. It looked like all the receivers cut the routes off about 10 yards deep, and I wonder if sending some bodies vertical might open things up for Algonquin. But 3rd and 10 coming up for the Barons. No luck so far against this tough Korah Colts defense.
That's the beauty of being an armchair quarterback sitting up here and calculating what the best advice would be, but obviously their coaching staff doesn't hear us, and they have their choices to make. I would just think that 21-0, might want to start taking a few chances.
Ty Beaupre
Number
on
81,
the
Ty
return.
Beaupre on the
Gets it out to about the
punt return.
47-yard
There's
line.
a flag down, however.
Flag on
Ryan.
the play, usually a hold.
Number 24, Ryan
Ryan
Smetana
makes the
with the
stop.
tackle for the Barons.
Looks like we're going to have a holding penalty back closer to the 30.
And a nice
Like a block in the back, I believe.
Looks like a block from the back.
nice
against the
kick,
Korah
and with
Colts.
the penalty, Colts will have to march a long way with 57 to
Penalty,
go
move
in the
ball
first
back to
quarter.
24-yard line. It will be first down and 10.
Colts take over from the 24, 57.5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Nice job by Beaupre. He's been sort of pressed into duty with the injuries. Great little run by him, but all for naught with the block in the back. And Korah back a little bit deeper in their own end. Gabe Byron under center. Takes the snap, a fake. And the give is to Provenzano.
Number 28,
Picks up
Ronan
about 6 yards
Provenzano on the
play.
carry. Looks like he gets 4 or 5 yards.
I'll consider myself guilty on the bite there.
Number 16, Caden
Looked like
Seawood
that play
for the
was
tackle.
designed for 3 different people, and had trouble tracking that one. So nice execution by the Colts.
Yeah, I bid on the fake as well. Number 16, Caden Seguin with the tackle. He did a much better job of tracking the ball than we did. We'd still be running.
Oh, I would have given up by then. But
I use the term running loosely. So. Number 44, shaken up on the play. That's Charles Levac. He'll make his way to the sidelines for Algonquin. 2nd and 5 coming up here for the Colts.
so the Colts not having to go up to the air yet. Running game seems to be working effectively. They'll get the wind behind their backs, the wind beneath their wings, I guess, if Bette Midler would say, on the second quarter. We'll see what they can do with the last 20 seconds of the first here. They're letting the clock count down.
Hand off to Thibodeau.
Thibodeau shakes one.
Runs away from one tackler. Rumbles out. Gain of about 11 on the play.
Number
First down for the
27,
Colts.
Caleb Thibodeau on the carry. He gets it out to the
Good enough to
40-yard
move the
line for another
sticks.
Colt first down.
Next 1st and 10 will begin
Number
about the
27, Aiden Dion.
40-yard line.
tackle
So
for Barons.
3.9 to go. Should be the last play of the quarter, barring a penalty.
Ian Dion picked up the tackle for the Barons on that play. So this will be the last play of the first quarter. It's been a tough one for the Barons. Colts up 21-0, pending this last play. And
Lots of
off
ball game.
inside to Cole Barbeau. And that's a gain of
Number 23, Cole Barbo
About
on the
6
carry.
yards
He
on
gets
the play.
7 yards, makes a second down and 3.
number 77.
Number 27,
Royce
Aiden Dion with
Rushford.
another tackle.
And number 27, Ian Dion, both in on the stop for the Barons.
And that's the
That
end of the
brings
first
us to the
quarter.
end of the first quarter. Scores 21-0 for your hometown Korah Colts as they battle against the Algonquin Barons out of North Bay. A great game here. Beautiful afternoon for football, and we hope you stay with us on Saultsports.com as we bring you the second quarter coming up.
You keep saying beautiful afternoon, Scott. I was in North Bay last weekend, and I was wearing a T-shirt and shorts. I don't know what it's like in North Bay today. I don't think it's T-shirt and shorts weather anymore, even across all of Northern Ontario, but it's a little chilly.
A little chilly, a little colder than Casa 77, but here we are. Live in Northern Ontario. Let's enjoy it.
Barbeau, a couple of blockers out in front.
One block.
Got some room. He looks like he could be gone. Tries to stiff arm the defender. That was number 13, I believe. Connor Filiatro
Number
tracks him
23, Cole
down.
Barbo around the right side for
Had a lead
46
blocker out
yards
front with
and another
Thibodeau,
first
but
down.
was caught from behind by number 13, Connor
Number
Filiatro.
13,
Great job
Connor
to catch up
Filiatro
and
with
make the
tackle
stop.
for the Barons.
Or else he'd be gone for another touchdown.
Yeah, it looked like Barbeau had a step there, but Filiatro doing a good job of staying with the play and tracking him down.
I think
But big play for Korah.
Barbo might have been looking forward and looking back. And he was able to catch. He's looking for one block from Thibodeau moving forward, but Filiatro, a nice job to pace himself and catch back. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Again, Colts marching.
Some nice blocking on the line there. Springs Provenzano for another Korah Colts touchdown.
Ronan Provenzano with the 18-yard touchdown run for the Colts.
The best part about the Colts offense is you know what they're bringing to you, and you have to execute. And they're just doing a number as they did against St. Mary's last week, just executing better. Just blockers getting downfield, big push from the front line, their traps and their little misdirection just does such a nice job confusing the defense. And the Barons, of course, feeling that pain and struggling to beat that offense.
Yeah, I was watching the line on that play, and I want to give a shout out to number 69, Marcus Graham. The center just
16, Koski's comment is up and good.
The defensive tackle, Koski's kick up and good. So it's 28-0 now for the Colts.
And speaking with my son Jack, who plays for St. Mary's Knights, he was marveling at how the Korah offense just runs such a nice ship. Gabe Byron executing, showing misdirection, like I said, fakes, handing off, and he said it's really tough as a defense to play against that and execute against them. So.
Yeah, it's a misdirection offense, and it gives defenses fits. You think the ball's going one way, and you and I have both been guilty a couple times already here today, thinking the ball's coming out one side, and next thing you know, it's over on the other side of the field. And that happens on the defensive line a lot. There's a lot of misdirection on the interior of that line as well, like you mentioned, a lot of traps and pulls. And so it's a tough offense to play against, and the other part of it, as we talked about already, it's a bit plug and play. At those skill positions, they have a number of players who can come in at almost any position in that backfield, and because of that trickery on the line, they're able to get the job done. So the Barons in a hole here early on.
28-0 with 11:22 to go. Korah set to kick off. Dubé and Thule back to receive. So they'll need a big return here and get their offense back on the field and hope to trim this deficit to 28 points. Big shout out to Ewan Hemsworth, who's joining us here as our spotter up in the booth. We'll get him live in the second half, get him a little perspective on the game from the young buck.
He's looking at us with a stupefied grin on his face.
Deer in the headlight.
I'm doing what?
Hey, that's why you get paid the big bucks, Mr. Hemsworth. Oh, a nice
Dubé
reverse.
with a reverse.
Thule makes one miss, two. Nice return.
Nice little return there for the Barons, and we'll see if they can turn that into something.
Reverse to number 17, Quinn Thule.
Korah now has the wind with them,
Nice
so that
return
kick
as
a
he
lot
brings it out
deeper
to
than
the
we saw in the
Algonquin
first.
27-yard line, will be first down.
Quinn Thule with a nice
Spencer
return
Hedrick.
about the 27.
Sorry,
Number
You
60.
mentioned Spencer Hedrick on the tackle. And again, despite that being a nice return, it was very disciplined by the Colts to stay at home, not bite on the reverse, and that could have gone for much more. But nice job by Hendrick to snuff that out. So.
Yeah, and a good job by the big man to get down the field. Hedrick is
He is a
out
big
there
man,
on
isn't he?
defensive line. He's been causing trouble all season. Good job getting downfield on that one.
And of course, we know a lot of these kids from our kids being similar ages, and these kids are also multi-sport athletes. A lot of great hockey players here, and basketballers, and football stars. So
That pass almost tipped by a couple of Colts, but ends up hitting the hands of number 6. Nolan
Quarterback,
Berube is not able
pass
to reel it
number
in,
6, Nolan
so it falls incomplete.
Berube is
Second and
incomplete.
10 for the
Second
Barons.
down and 10.
that would have been a nice completion, close to a first down there, but 6 unable to squeeze it. But nice.
Number 31, Wes Pomeroy with the coverage for the Colts.
I think Berube was actually a little bit surprised that it ended up getting to him. It was almost knocked away a couple of times there by Korah Colts defenders. I know one was Johnny Fillion, might have been Wes Pomeroy, maybe getting a hand on that as well.
Came through a few hands, definitely, in through traffic, but had a chance. With 12, Dubé back to pass again.
Some movement on the line before the ball was snapped.
Flag
Algonquin
down, so
pointing
moment
at
before the
Korah.
snap.
Let's see who that flag is on.
And It's tough as an offensive coordinator. You're trying to get the ball moving here and down 28-0. You don't want to hit the panic button too early, but when you look across and see that big front and just imposing their will on your offensive line.
Offside against the defense. The
defaults
ball
your run game, and obviously
go
to the air, and on a windy day, it's a
Barons.
big ask of your quarterback and your offensive line to defend that. So
the penalty on Korah, 5-yard infraction, offside by the defensive line. Algonquin has 2nd and 5. Empty backfield. Pass to the flats. Caught by number 24. He's going to try to get inside, right back into the heart of that Korah Colts line. And he's going to get almost back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like
quarterback number 12, Simon,
ran right back into the heart
24
of the defense.
Ryan Smetana.
Smetana trying to move back
No gain
right
on the
into
play,
harm's way
5.
and picked up a few. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play, bring up 3rd and 4. Oh, 3rd and 5.
Number 59, Owen Tricarton
On the stop
Colts.
for Korah on that play. And I coached both of the Tricarton brothers one season in the Sault Ste Marie Football League. Owen playing for Korah, and of course his brother Landon over at St. Mary's.
Punts away. Picked up by 81 for the
Beaupre.
Korah Colts. Beaupre. Oh, looks
Gets
to be a
away
bad
from the
block.
tackle.
Flag
on
down.
the field.
Nice return.
Return by Beaupre.
Back to
Gets
the kick.
Nice return by number
to the
81, Ty Beaupre.
2-yard
There is a
line, looks
flag
like,
down.
but we've got a flag down at the 50.
We've also got a player down, number 55 for the Barons, Bodie Maton Labrac. Hopefully he's just a little worn out there.
Mathieu Mercier and Jacob McGill in on the tackle for the Barons.
And
Number 90,
9:57
Cedric
to go
Thornton with the
in
tackle for the
the
Barons.
second quarter here. We've got a couple players down on the field.
With
One
help from
for
number 63, Matthew
Algonquin,
Mercier,
and we've got one
and
down.
54, Jacob McGill.
That's maybe like Johnny Fillion over there on the other side for Korah.
we'll take a little time out here for the penalty and the injury timeout. Looks like the penalty is going to go against the Korah Colts, so they'll march it back after a nice return by number 81,
And
Ty Beaupre.
if the Colts have had an Achilles heel this season, it's been penalties in my mind. And we've talked about it in a lot of games that they've played. Combination, you know, the in-game penalties and then the undisciplined penalties. And I know that's been a thorn in Coach Tom Annett's side. No coach likes to see those undisciplined penalties, but they've had it blocking the backs and holds on the last couple of kick returns. And those are the kinds of things that, you know, it doesn't bother you too much when you're up 28-0, but if they are to head to an OFSA bowl, you're going to want to clean those things up.
Yeah, your competition gets stiffer the deeper you go into the season, and obviously that could come back and be a big momentum change.
So after the
A bad
penalty,
penalty or any penalty for that
first
matter,
down and 10 from their own
can snuff the
50-yard line.
momentum out and cause a great distraction. Maybe very costly in a game. Looks like we have a couple of players that won't be returning, or maybe going to the locker room early to get a head start on halftime. Hopefully, we'll see number 32, Maverick Koroibidi for the Colts, and number 52 for Keegan Cooper for the Algonquin Barons, who just walked off under their own power, but looking to be a little worse for wear. Hopefully, they can return for the second half. So 9:52 to go in the first half.
Gabe Byron, the big run.
Eric Marton took the snap under center there, I believe, and
Number
handed off
5,
to Gabe Byron.
on the carry. He gets
Nice run on the play.
18 yards and a
So
first
Byron
down.
moves from
There's a
quarterback to
flag down at
tailback.
the end of the play.
Has a nice gain. There is a flag down on the field.
Number 6, Nolan Ruby. Number 90,
And again, just
Cedric
when you
Thornton with the tackle for the Barons.
Your fair share of Gabe Byron under center. He comes and hurts you at the tailback.
Too many
position,
men
so
against the Barons, which is declined. So we first down and 10 Colts from the
flag on the play. Too many men for
Baron
Algonquin.
47-yard line.
You just see
42
how
yards,
good
sorry.
that Colts offense is when you can stack 13 guys on the field and still manage to give up a gain of 20 some odd yards. So
Eric Marton under center again. Byron in the backfield with Thibodeau. Marton's going to give to Byron. Same play. Byron tries to get outside. He's hauled down
Number 5, Gabe Byron once again goes around the left side.
There the Colts again,
Colts
same
first down
play.
yardage.
Stop me again. And
27
obviously, Algonquin looking
for the
to
Barons.
That'll be a first down for
Yeah,
Byron.
is indeed a
try
first
to
down.
mount
for
a
the Colts.
stop here, but first down moves the sticks. Brad Jordan working the down and distance markers, so former teammate back in the Steeler days. So thank you for all your work to all the officials. And great job on a cold day today.
Martone takes the snap to Thibodeau. Thibodeau rumbles ahead. He's not even met until about 10 yards downfield. And Thibodeau picks up 17 on the play.
Another hard run by number 27, Caleb Thibodeau. He gets down inside the
Tackled by
15-yard line with another
number
Colt
13,
first
Connor
down.
Filitro, and gets a little bit of help from number 40, Axel Ayotte, on the stop.
And as a
13
defensive coordinator, I would
Connor
just tell my
Filitro,
boys, get
17
4 guys
for
on
Philly,
Thibodeau and you'll
9
probably bring him
on
down.
the tackle for the Barons.
Pretty simple.
Thibodeau's going to get a breather.
I'd hate
In
coach.
for him.
I hated coach when they ran us across the field to take a breather. 60 yards, so you can take it. Leave me and I'll sweat this one out.
Martone hands
Nice
off
play.
to Byron. Byron looking to get the edge. A little stiff arm there, but number 13, Connor
Number
Filitro
5,
hangs
Gabe
on.
Byron around the right
Rolls down
side.
Byron. Looks like
Gets
he
down to
got
the
close to the
5-yard
first
line.
down yardage.
Close to first down
Brought
once
down
again.
at about the 5-yard line.
13, Connor Filitro with the tackle for the
I
Barons.
think they're going to call this. Yeah, it looks like I see the first down signal, so it'll be first and goal for the Colts at
The
the
run was good
5-yard
enough
line.
for first down, so it's gonna be
7:56
first
to go
down
in the
and
first
goal
half.
for the Colts.
Great deception by
At the
the
5-yard
quarterback to looked like he was rolling out, handed off inside. And, nice gain by the Korah Colts to move the sticks and bring it inside the 10 to the red zone. 64, Maxim Marcotte looked a little shaken up on the play for the Barons. He'll go off and have his replacement come in. As we mentioned, 28-0 lead, 7:56 to go in the first half. First and 10 inside, first and goal for the Colts.
Martone under center. Takes the snap, fumbled.
Ball's
Ball's
loose.
on the turf, it's loose. Looks like
Big
Algonquin's
stop
got
Algonquin.
it. They're signaling.
Let's see what the call
Call on
is.
the play.
This is what the doctor ordered for the
Official.
Algonquin Barons for sure.
Official put his hand up quickly. Number 40, Axel Ayotte, gets in.
Still haven't any indication on the field who's going to retain the ball. This is a big push if for the Barons heading towards the end of the second half. If they can get a turnover here, this might change the tide here.
Looks like
Offside.
Korah
So
lining
there was a
back up.
flag down,
Flag down
offside
on the play.
against
It's
the defense.
offside against Algonquin. So
So the ball will be moved to the 2-yard line.
the
of
fumble
the
on the
first down
center
goal for the
quarterback
team.
exchange is for naught. And the Colts will have another opportunity even closer to the goal line to punch it in.
We mentioned earlier though that those penalties rather come back to haunt you in that case.
And off to Scaglione in the backfield. He's gobbled
Number
up.
98, Dante
by number 90,
Scaglione on the
Cedric
carry.
Fortin.
He's brought down for a short loss to the second down and goal. For the
Jacob
Colts.
McGill also went in on a stop for the Barons, so
Number 90, Cedric
from the
Fortin
2-yard line
with
back.
the tackle.
it's about the 7, so a loss of 5 on the play. It looked like a broken play to me, Coach. I wasn't sure where.
Well, Skaggs
Who was
normally on that defensive line. He gets an opportunity to run the ball every once in a while. He's one of the heart and soul players on this Korah Colts team. He's in the backfield again. And I think we might see him get the ball again. He does. He's going to go straight ahead this time, but met in the hole. Number 77, Royce Rushmore makes the
Dante
stop
Scaglione
on
once
Dante
again fights his
Scaglione.
way down to about the 2-yard line.
I like the call
He
by
does well.
Annett on the broken play to give him another chance at it. Obviously unsuccessful in the second attempt, but nice gesture by the coach to give him a chance to run the rock. And of course, Scaglione getting a touchdown here is probably what a lot of the boys want to see. Rooting for one of their bread and butter guys there. Like you said, heart and soul,
Yeah,
real player.
I think Skaggs going to get the ball again, and I think this Korah Colts sideline will erupt if he's able to punch it in.
Do what he does best, block down.
But it's a give to Cole Barbo, and he's in for the touchdown. So
Number
Scaglione
23,
fakes
Cole Barbo.
a couple of Barons
With the
bite,
Korah
leaves
Colts
the
touchdown.
off tackle inside run. for Barbo. And Barbo gets his first touchdown of the game.
So a quiet crowd as Colts go up 34-0. Koski in to try the extra point here. Make a 35-point deficit for the Barons. So sooner than later, we're going to need to see something from the Algonquin Barons. 6 minutes to go in the half. They'll get the ball back and hope to march down the field.
Malcolm gets the snap down.
16,
Looked like it was a bit
Koski
short, but
with the convert
pins
for
it,
Korah Colts.
and Koski's kick is good. Colts are up 35-0 with 5:59 remaining in the first half.
Booted it through the end zone, past the track, and poor Donnie Chow has to go back to the old watering site to retrieve that ball. So getting his exercise today. And again, a great job by the officials calling the game today. So far, it's been a little one-sided affair, but Algonquin hoping on this next possession to trim the lead here.
Yeah, you know, it's obviously Korah dominating so far in the game, but you and I have watched enough football to know, and especially at this level, that the second half can look a lot different than the first half.
Yeah.
And so I know Coach Davian at this point, and I've been in this position, just trying to hang on for dear life and to get to halftime, get in the locker room, make some adjustments, get your players refocused, and hope that on the other side of the field that the Korah Colts will let up or maybe become undisciplined. And you know, football's a game of momentum too, and one or two big plays and all of a sudden things shift. And with the air attack of the Barons, I think they can score points pretty quickly. So this one far from over, even though it's a lopsided score so far.
And the Barons, of course, advancing in a tough North Bay field with North Bay Whitfield and West Ferris Trojans. So some great programs there. Barons have been a class of the league for a couple of years now, so they're
17, Quinn Cooley on the return.
come back in the
from
second half
21
here,
yard
or
line.
late here in the first half, and see if they can muster and mount a little comeback.
Number 64, Christian Matthews.
64, Christian Matthews on the tackle.
With Corboy Beatty out, Koski pressed into kickoff duty, and Tooley on the return.
Again, Matthews on the tackle on the kickoff, so big shout to Lisa Caruso and Lori Matthews, two friends of mine from high school that shouted out to me last week and said keep up the great work, and to you and the Colts, continue good success for you too as you move forward. Of course, be remiss to not mention Dr. Kevin and Christian's dad.
So Algonquin will take possession at their own 21-yard line. Pretty long field for the Barons with 5:30 remaining in the first half. Dubé pressured by Jacob Brown. He's chased to the sidelines, gets the pass away, but it's incomplete, intended for number 27, Aiden Dion.
Quarterback Simon Dubé's pass is incomplete. It's going to be second down and 10 for the Barons.
Before the half ends, we're going to mention that Domino's Sault Ste. Marie and Team Essentials have teamed up with Saultsports.com to honor the high school's top player of the game for both the regular and the postseason. So today, Coach Hemsworth and myself will be choosing the players of the game from each team, and they will be awarded a Domino's Medium Pizza and a Team Essentials Player of the Game t-shirt. So also, before they snap the ball, we'll mention our sponsors, the Elite 8 Basketball Academy, the Huron-Spear Catholic District School Board, the Algoma District School Board, KISS 100.5, and Country 104.3. We also have freeze frame photos by Bob Davies, who's freezing and framing right now, GFL Memorial Gardens, and the Children's Aid Society of Algoma.
Dubé back to pass. The ball's up. Malcolm tips it to himself, recovers. Oh, no, they're saying the ball hit the turf. Couple of flags down on the play. One in the middle of the play. That was thrown early on. And a second one came down
Pass is
as
rolled
the
incomplete, broken up by number 26.
pass was broken up
Lucas
by
Malcolm.
Lucas Malcolm and almost picked off. So I
There's a
think we
flag
have
down
two
also.
different penalties here.
Face mask against Korah.
Got a rough play against
Is it a rough
Korah.
play? Highlight reel tip drill execution by
Looks like the penalty is against the Korah
Malcolm.
Colts.
Unable to pull it down, but nice job to at least attempt their interception. Nice long ball too, put up in the air and got some distance.
Yeah, almost complete there, but I know there was a second flag down. I don't see a signal on the second flag. I thought there were two separate incidents.
You're up in the passer. Might be a saw a motion for rough in the passer. But
so it's rough play against the Korah
play.
Colts. 15-yard penalty makes it first down and 10 for the Algonquin Barons.
Picked up one of the flags.
Their own 36-yard line.
Flag him for 15 for rough in the passer or rough play. Brings up first and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Algonquin looks like they're sticking with the pass. Dubé back. Jacob Brown gets up the middle, pressuring him. Josh Eater there as well. He's going to have to throw that away. Almost picked off by Ty Beaupre.
Simon DeBay's pass is broken up by number 81, Ty Beaupre.
Beaupre almost picked that one off, but broke it up. Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Barons. 36 at the 36-yard line.
All right, discovered from the truck that the winner of this game will go on to play in the bowl game November 30th at 5 o'clock in Guelph against the CWOSSA. Ball down.
Ball's on the turf. And I think Korah has recovered that. They have at the 40-yard line. So the Colts will take over with 3:57 left in the first half. With a pretty decent run there up the middle, and then just right at the end, ball stripped out.
Fumble on the play is recovered by number 31, Wes Pomeroy for the Colts. It'll be first down and 10.
In on the tackle, along with Wes Pomeroy. Pomeroy gets the recovery. So first and 10 Colts from the 42. Sorry, Scott, to cut you off there. You were talking about the bowl game.
Yeah, as I mentioned, in Guelph, they'll be hosting the bowl game for the winner of this game, November 30th, 5 p.m. Make sure to make your travel plans. And, of course, for Algonquin there, nice run. Ended in disaster with the ball hitting the ground. Finally got something marching, and misfortune happened. So Korah with the ball from the Barons' 42-yard line.
Eric Bartone in under center again. He's going to give to Byron. Byron, nice run there. Runs into his own player. Big contact there as Provenzano was out front
Byron on the
blocking.
carry goes around the right
Big collision
side.
looks like
just short of the first
both
down.
Byron and Ropro are okay.
13, Connor
Big
Filitro.
gain on the play though.
Second down and 1 for
Almost
the Colts.
first down, and 2nd and 1 for Korah.
Maybe if the defense coordinator for the Colts is watching, he'll put Ronan on defense, as that was a beautiful tackle. Shoulder butt drops his own man. Unfortunately, not according to script, but one tough customer at 28.
Snap to Martone, give to Byron. Trying that right side again, and that's a big hit by number 13.
Nice game on the play.
Number 5, Gabe Byron once again with a nice run. He gets the first
Stopping
down.
number 5, Gabe Byron
by number 13,
on the stop.
Connor Filitro. First down and 10 for the Colts at the Baron 26-yard line.
I love catching myself. Ooh, with the big sound effects up here when you see.
Well, that was a big shot.
That was a pop, yeah. Unloaded on him, but still a gain for the first down. So, like Jack says, they hurt a little less when it's a first down or a touchdown.
Byron's a tough customer. Barbo now over the left side. Spins away from one tackle, knocked down. Looks like he's going to have a first down on the play. So Korah keeps the chains moving. Number 90, Zitter, Fortin, number 16, Caden Sigan on the tackle.
Caden Sigwin on the tackle.
Another Baron down looking for medical attention, but
yeah, back to that running play by Byron. I know, Byron distributing the ball a lot. He's a kid. He wants the ball. He wants to run it, and he's been sort of designated the feature quarterback here. Although Korah's got a couple that can play under center. But Coach Tom Anick giving Byron some snaps at tailback. You just wonder in a game like this how long, taking shots like that, you want your feature quarterback in the game for.
Yeah, those big shots, you see cuckoo birds and stars are spinning. And like I say, you don't want your feature back to go down. You already have a few injury problems, and let the big boys that carry the ball regularly and do a good job at it carry the load for you. And I think that's why in the second half we'll hope to see a few seconders, second string, some depth players getting a few chances. And it mentioned last week that he wasn't thrilled about his execution on the second stringers, so we'll probably get to see them again. And they've been working all week on their execution and just playing good football, making sound decisions, and of course a great team will be able to adjust and perfect that. So
Byron stays in at tailback. He's joined by Barbeau. Martone under center as Provenzano goes in motion. Handoff is to Byron. Up the middle. Looks like that ball's ripped out, but Byron does a good job of clinging to it. Hangs on.
Byron, he fights his way forward to
Number
about
90,
the 7.
Zidrick Fortin.
About second down and 2.
And Caden Sigan in on the tackle. I think Sigan almost ripped that one out.
Caden Sigan
brings up 2 and 2 from the 7.
With the tackle.
So inside that red zone, Colts looking to score and extend their lead. 2:21 to go in the second quarter. Thanks for joining us for Sault Ste Marie football. Our coverage of this NOSSA championship between the Algonquin Barons and the Korah Colts, with those Colts leading 35-0 with 2 minutes to go in the first half.
So Martone under center. First and goal from the 5. Give it to Scaglione. He bounces off one defender. He's in for the touchdown.
Number 98,
and
Scaglione with the touchdown run for the Korah Colts.
First major of the game, bringing the score to 41-0. Imagine we'll see Koski in to try the extra point again. No need to go for 2, but lead like this.
So Skaggs picks up a TD. Normally he's blocking for those and making a mess on the defensive line. Plays both the offensive and defensive lines, or at least has in the past, but he gets the carry on that one after a couple of stops in the last series down in the red zone, and makes the Barons pay there. 41-0 pending the extra point. We talked about second stringers coming on, and I still think it's early for that. I did mention how long does you leave Byron in at tailback, but I'm pretty sure that even after halftime, nobody wants to come out with their second string after half. You bring your first team out, make a statement. Hopefully, keep the momentum going, and once you feel like you've got that momentum, then you start looking at the scoreboard and say, okay, maybe it's time now. So I think we'll still see those first string players out for at least the first series in that second half, and the end of this one, as we have 2:02 remaining in the first half.
I think you make a good point that Coach Debian will probably go in at the half and reassure his players that it's not over. There's been comebacks, and it starts with one march, one down the field, score some points and get that momentum on your side. Big hole to climb out of at 41 points right now, but like I said, 60-minute game, 4 quarters, you had to play it and finish it off. So again, the Barons won't roll over. A good, proud club right there, and came all the way from North Bay to try and win this, and I'm sure that we're going to get a big fight come second half. So we're going to take a few minutes at the half, but we still have a minute 20 to play here. Chance for the Barons to march down the field one more last time before half. At half, we will take a 10-minute break.
Koski's kick up and good.
Thank you for joining us.
42-0.
Thank you for joining us on Saultsports.com again for our coverage of this NOSSA final between the Algonquin Barons and the Korah Colts from Sault Ste Marie. Clock is still running now, and we'll have one kickoff to end the quarter, barring a timeout called here by Algonquin. Maybe they don't realize that the clock's still running, but maybe they're happy to take their licks here and walk off into this halftime and come back out fresh for the second. So we'll see if we get a return here on the second.
So the clock is running.
And you mentioned, or I mentioned earlier, about the championship game on the 30th. So that'll give the whichever team wins and advances from this game a nice 2.5 week warm-up to get to the big show and the dance that they've set out for since the beginning of the year. I'm sure their goal is a city championship and next to the NOSSA, but a bowl championship would obviously be on the bucket list for both these teams. So a couple of good weeks to prepare, and obviously in Guelph, a little nicer weather down southern Ontario than here. So
Horn goes to end the first half, but after this kickoff, and Dubé's going to get it out of the end zone, slides, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half of action. It's been all Korah so far.
Takes a knee,
The Colts up 42-0 on the visiting Algonquin Barons, and we'll be back with the second half in approximately 10 minutes. Kevin Hemsworth and Scott McPherson here from Superior Heights Field. Join us in 10. We'll see you then. And we're back at Superior Heights Field for the kickoff of the second half. Algonquin trying a little trickery there, but number 27, Aiden Dion, trying for the onside kick, but it does not go 10 yards, and the Colts will take over on the Barons side of midfield. I like the play call. Barons looking to do something to get back in this game. It was all Korah in the first half, 42-0 Colts in front. And Algonquin trying to get something going here in the second half, but that didn't work out exactly as planned. And the Colts have the ball at the Barons 52-yard line. Eric Martone under center, as he was for the latter part of the first half. Takes the snap, handoff. That's number 14, Ethan Carbone with a carry. It's the first we've seen of Carbone in the backfield. I don't know that we've seen Carbone in the backfield this season, but Carbone picks up 13 yards on the play, and that'll be a first down again for the Korah Colts. So as we talked about before, this sort of plug-and-play Korah Colts offensive backfield. I see number 20, Owen Taylor, coming to the near side of the field. Carbone still in, trying to get a number on who's in at the tailback or fullback spot. He's going to get the carry. Looks like number 36, Mason Batacchio.
Number 36, Mason Batacchio on the carry.
Batacchio picked up a couple of goals in the first Korah Colts hockey game of the season against the Superior Heights Steelhawks. So Batacchio, multi-sport athlete. There's lots of those on the field here for both teams. So it looks like Coach Tom Annett has gone to the bench on this first series, getting some other players some reps here. Hand off to Carbone. He's going to bounce it outside. Good job by the outside linebacker, number 13, Connor Filiatro. Drags him down.
Was a 2nd and 5 on the play. Looks like they picked up 2, bringing up 3rd and 4.
27, Aiden Dion.
And if you're paying attention on the football scoreboard, good one down in London. The Western Mustangs in the Yates Cup against the Queens Golden Gales. Long-standing rivalry in that one. And Western up 13-7. It's snowing down in London. They got snow on the field, so we'll keep an eye on that score for you.
Shout out the old alma mater there, Coach.
Got to get a word in.
Yeah, Western, of course, one of the few universities I didn't attend, but ball to 36.
36,
Mason
Batacchio again with the carry.
Stopped short of the first down.
Well, you know, they don't let just anybody into Western.
27, Aiden Dion.
52 will only get you so far. Now, was that a turnover on down? Was that 3rd down?
Looks like they're maybe sending the punt team on, or no? No, that is a turnover on downs.
That was 3rd and 4 actually, and they elected to go for it along the ground. Mason Batacchio not able to pick up the extra. So the Barons will take over from their 26-yard line in their first series in the second half.
Korah out there on defense.
Okay.
So we're going to have a bit of a stoppage here. Looks like, I think, Algonquin short maybe on numbers, running a couple players on late. Referees being very generous to the Barons at this point, I think.
Not charged with the timeout, but getting the right personnel on the field. So
yeah, maybe some injuries to Algonquin have, like I said before, made a mess of the depth charts for the Barons. The referees giving them a little bit of extra time to get the right personnel on the field here. So Algonquin takes over. 1st and 10.
Two-way back pass.
And that one through the hands of number 7, Riley Filiatro.
Nice ball thrown, nice tight
Pass
spiral.
incomplete,
7
broken up by number 3.
unable to corral the
Evan
ball.
Novello.
Brings up second and
Second
10.
down and 10 for the Barons.
Evan Novello on the defense. And they'll begin from the 26 with a second and 10. So again, Barons looking into the air to gain some early and easy yards as they continue this march. Like to see them get on the board with at least establish a little bit of offense here, get their feet underneath them.
They got the wind behind them again, as they did in the first quarter. Got a stacked
Triple
wide
left.
receiver core on the left. And they're trying to set up a screen. Pomeroy sniffs that out. Nice throw to the sidelines, but that goes off the hands of Aiden Dion and into the Korah bench. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Barons.
Dubé having to pull it down on a rollout. A lot of pressure from the defensive side on the Colts, and Dubé shows a nice job of throwing the ball across body. He's able to a few times escape the rush and deliver the ball to his receivers, but that one incomplete. They'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and you mentioned that. I was just going to say, I'm not sure in the North Bay Loop how much time Dubé had to spend throwing the ball rolling out, but he certainly does throw a nice ball across body. That was a nice tight spiral on a rope, and maybe a little too hot to handle for Aiden Dion over at the Korah sideline. So it's 3rd and 10.
Down 42 points. They're going to go for it. Look to go to the air, probably.
I think the punt unit's on here. So deep in their own end of the field, they're going to punt it away.
A nice punt.
Kicking it
Nice
away
kick by
from
number
the
27.
kicking it away from the Korah returners. It goes out of bounds at about the 53-54-yard line.
Aiden Dion on the punt. Got a nice bounce out of bounds, preventing the return from the Colts. They'll take over from the 54-yard line, looks like.
No, looks like midfield, right on the midfield line.
Very good. Halfway there. I mentioned earlier in the first half, Nick Caruso and Christian Matthews, and shout out, and my brain froze and couldn't remember Christian's dad. Big shout out to Dean Matthews today, watching and enjoying this game. So all the Colts fans and families and friends and supporters, congratulations on a great year. It's not over yet, but another great afternoon for football and continued good success.
Korah. Snap ball by Martone, manages to get it to Carbone. Carbone picks up 10 and a first down on the play. Looked like that one was busted right from the snap, but Korah turns it into a gain of 10.
First down and 10 Colts on the.
Now, is it good luck or is it execution? When even when you're having a good day, everything seems to go your way. Even a broken play turns into a first down for you. So
A little bit of both, I guess.
moving the chains, take nothing away from these Colts. They're well machined and a nicely polished offense. So sometimes it's your day.
And a good job by Martone to reel that one in after bobbling it and get it to Carbone. Another bobbled snap there. That one, the give is to
36
Takio.
Takio on the carry. He gets, looks like 2 yards, makes a second down and 8.
So again, that
44.
center quarterback exchange, sloppy on 2 consecutive plays. Hopefully they can fix that. Maybe it's a matter of cold fingers. Maybe it's the wind.
I'm trying to get a beat on who is at center for Korah. I don't think it's the starting center, so sometimes that causes some trouble.
New personnel in there, and just familiarity is missing. So
Try to get a number and a name.
40-something, but it's hard to see shoulder numbers.
And again, it's nice to have the luxury of course, piled up some big leads over the course of the season, and they've had some opportunities to get other players in at other positions. And, you know, it pays off at this point in the season and even later when you can bring other players in, and they've got some experience. So snap is good that time. Carbone's got it again. He's got a little room. Gets to the outside, up the sidelines. Finally dragged out of bounds by number 32, Tyson Harmer, but not before a 19-yard pickup and a first down for Korah deep in Baron territory.
The first and 10 from about the 21-yard line, so see if they can march it in for another score. You mentioned injuries too. We saw one of their players going out earlier today, and of course Barella and Dewar out for a considerable length of time. We're not sure who's going to be back for the bowl game if they do advance today, but like you said, nice to have that second level going to the well and having that depth at different positions because, as you mentioned, injuries are inevitable and a nice luxury to have that depth.
Martone takes the snap, hand off to Batacchio. Got a little bit of room before he's hemmed in there by number 6, Nolan Berube.
36, Mason Batacchio.
Pick up a bull 5 on the play. Bring up second 5.
15-yard line. It's going to be second down and 5.
You talk about injuries.
Colaruda
also hurt in that final matchup against St. Mary's. And I saw him at the hockey rink. He was on crutches. I'm not sure. I don't know if I've seen him in this game. I heard that he was walking without the crutches recently, but Korah with a lot of depth. So here's Carbone showing it. And it looks like he's almost to the first down marker, maybe across it. Yes, that's a first down for Korah.
16
with a minute 20 to go in the third quarter. Of course, the clock running because of the score differential, so second half will tick by a little quicker than the first did, unless the Barons are able to put some numbers up.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier about the championship bowl game on the 30th, so that'll give the advancing team 3-week cushion to get those boys healthy and back into form. Some of those injuries may be a little more severe that they may not be able to return, but hopefully they'll go to the bowl game with a nice, healthy roster. So.
Hand off to Batacchio on that play, picks up 6, and he's tackled by number 6, Nolan Berube.
Second down and 4.
So second and 4, they'd have to get to the 1 to move the sticks and bring up another first down, but obviously they're looking end zone here to extend their lead past 42-0. 31 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
And Jonah Pavoni lining up in the backfield. He normally plays some offensive line, and he's the long snapper on field goals. Pavoni's going to get a carry. He's met immediately by number 96. That's big Noah Sabrin for
number 54.
They got a nice stick and no quit on these Barons. Nice job by Sabrin to slash through and meet the carrier in the backfield and gain for stop for little gain. Maybe even a loss of a couple on the play.
Looks like Korah's going to go for it. Third and a long 5, maybe 6. They still can't get a first down, but they're going for it here in the last play of the third quarter. Pavoni gets it again. He runs right off of the center, and he's in for the touchdown.
54,
nice job of recognizing that the one side was blocked, bounced it back inside, following his lead all the way into the end zone, and could have run for many more, but gain of 6 on the play brings the touchdown. Brings the lead to 48-0, and we'll see. Do we have a new kicker in maybe for an extra point? So number 15 getting a chance. Kevin Lee with a chance to extend this lead. Looks like a lefty kicker.
Yeah, and that's probably more trouble for the holder than it is for anybody else.
Yes.
So Lucas Malcolm going to have to line up on the other side of the ball.
Kevin Lee with a chance. Falls down.
And Lee's kick is up and good. So Lee with the extra point.
Lee's convert is up and good for the Korah Colts.
Kevin Lee, another multi-sport athlete, plays hockey. And I coached Kevin years ago in Adam hockey, and obviously a kicker in the football ranks here. Great tennis player, often seen at Snowden Park.
And a competitive swimmer at one point as well. I'm not sure if he's still swimming, but.
And always a fan favorite too. You hear chants of Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee.
Yeah,
so,
he's definitely a character.
Yes, one of a kind for sure. All right, that brings our score to 49-0. 12 minutes to go. Fourth quarter will be underway shortly with the kickoff, and Algonquin Barons looking to salvage something here, maybe get some points on the board and generate something in this fourth quarter. So.
And during this transition, we'll take a minute and recognize 2 city champions last night. The Women's Basketball League held their doubleheader championship night, and it was a doubleheader. Korah Colts versus the St. Mary's Knights in the first matchup. St. Mary's dominated And the junior St. Mary's Knights dominated and won a city championship. Congratulations to them on an undefeated season. And of course, my niece Sienna on that team, so I'm a little bit biased. But in the senior matchup, it was the Korah Colts coming out on top. And so congrats to the senior Colts and the junior Knights. And of course, my other niece was on the losing side of that affair. So good season by the Knights, though. They were the dominant team in the city, and they lost a key player, Ashton Noble, down the stretch in a semifinal game, and just couldn't pull off a win against a strong Korah team. So congrats to them, and congrats to the junior Knights on their city championships, and good luck at NOSSA's.
Again, a big shout out to all the coaches and participants in the entire league. Nice to see some great parity and some battles back and forth. I was fortunate to watch a couple of the basketball games. Amazed at the intensity of these young ladies. Some great action, some great work by these coaches and players and families that support it. So again, shout out high school sports in Sault Ste. Marie is alive and well, and many thanks to all our volunteers that give a lot of hours and time and dedication to these sports. So congratulations to all those teams, champions and otherwise runners up, hang your head high on a great season.
And as we have an injury timeout on the field, just mentioned that the majority of those games during that season, as they will be in the boys' season as well, you can see right here on Saultsports.com and on Sault Sports TV on YouTube. So Sault Sports bringing high school sports to all the fans in the Sault Ste. Marie area and around the world, really. We've had people tuning in from, well, certainly from Mexico and other places even further afield, so we'll continue to do that as long as we can, and we thank our sponsors for helping out and helping to bring these games to you, the viewer.
Always knew you'd go international, Coach. Congratulations on that. And of course, later on, coming up, we'll have our Player of the Games awards, sponsored by Domino's Sault Ste. Marie and Team Essentials. Of course, Medium Pizza going to the winners of those awards, and a nice t-shirt pack from Team Essentials. I'll be back in just a second to mention our sponsors as well.
So the Barons will take over their side of the field on the 28-yard line. 9:50 to go in the game. Down 49-0, looking to crack the goose egg. Quarterback Dubé back, nice ball, but that's right into the hands of number 37, Gage DeVoe. He picks that off. Gage DeVoe is running, and he's dragged out of bounds by number 27, Aiden Dion. That ball sailed a little bit on Dubé. It was a nice tight spiral, but just a little too high for the receiver, and intercepted by Korah. So this is exactly what, and this is what happened in the first half as well, and what Coach Davian feared would happen. You know, offense not able to stay on the field, defense has not had a chance to recover, and they've spent a lot of time trying to defend against this powerful Korah Colts offense.
And that's it. We were surprised that they went to the air early and were bitten by that interception bug. Down many points, obviously you have to abandon the run and go to the air, and that's the chance you take when you live and die by the sword. So tough interception, but at 49-0, few options other than to put the ball in the air. So looks like number 4 again, Martone with the snap.
Martone hands off.
Another new
that
face.
One's to number 3, Evan Novello. Novello getting a rare carry. He picks up maybe a couple of yards on the play.
He goes around the left side, gets a couple of yards.
My buddy Charles.
He's tackled by number
Charles.
27, Aiden Dion.
Looking to carry it to the house. Charles in charge.
Evan's a great kid.
He's a grade 12 or is a senior?
Known him for a while. He's in grade 12.
So he'll be eligible to victory lap next year, but it's nice to see Tom Hand getting a few of the big boys some reps carrying the ball.
Yeah, Novello typically playing the line more than he does in lining up in the backfield. Nice to see him carry the ball there.
Probably evokes fear in many of the defenders when they see him lining up with a chance to touch the ball. So
Carbone picks up
14,
about 7 yards on the play.
He's tackled by number 54.
It'll be 3rd and 3 for Korah. Wonderful to see. Maybe the field goal unit. I don't see anybody coming in. Maybe they give Koski a chance to take a shot, but looks like they're going to call a play and try to keep this drive alive.
I like the call. Don't need any points, up 49-0. Need 3 to move the sticks. Continue dominating.
Hand off to Carbone. Looks like he's going to pick it up.
One
Chased
block
by
needed.
40. 40 just grabs the jersey. That's
14,
Axel Ayotte
Carbone around the right
for the
side,
Barons, but
around
not
the right side
until
down to the
after a big
5-yard
gain
line.
by Carbone. First down
Number
and
40,
then some.
Axel Ayotte.
Looks like they got something
On the
cooking here on the Korah Colts sideline. Number 79.
Big Matthew
Mascot
Finch.
Finch.
Fincher into the game.
He looks like a lineman, but will he get the ball?
I think we might see Fincher in the backfield. Of course, when I coached in junior, Fincher was one of my own line. And here he is lined up at tailback. I think Fincher's going to get the carry.
Love it. Seeing visions of William the Refrigerator Perry from the Bears. Let's see Big Finch into the house.
Fincher rumbles forward. A little trouble on the exchange there. He's not used to having the rock. He gets a little pat on the back from the Barons player Dion, but the fumble is a turnover, and the Barons will take possession. Nice to see the Algonquin players recognizing the big fella getting an opportunity there. They had a chuckle about it, and Algonquin will take over on their 2-yard line.
I haven't met a turnover I don't like, but I'm sure Matthew Finch would probably like to have that one back. So great job by the big man to try to rumble to the house. Got a few positive yards and was unable to hold it in for the finish. But another chance for the Barons, 5:46 to go. We'll try to get out from the shadows of the field goals here, but 5:40 to go in our NOSSA final. I mentioned earlier our sponsors. I'd like to acknowledge them again. Elite 8 Basketball Academy, Huron Superior Catholic District School Board, Algoma District School Board, KISS 100.5, Country 104.3 on your FM dial, Freeze Frame Photos, Bob Davies, GFL Memorial Gardens, and I'll close out after the play.
Dubé takes the snap. He's 5 yards deep in his own end zone. He's going to try to run it out. He's got the line. He's got some room. Running to his right. Eventually, he's corralled.
Nice job to get
16, Tchaikovsky.
Quarterback keeper number 12.
running for his life. Might have been able to pick up the first down. So,
right side and gets the first
and
down.
he does out to near the 20. Let's see where the spot goes.
It's a little breathing room for the Barons.
Number 80, Ryan Ladgen.
As we get under 5 minutes to go here in this NOSSA final. So it looks like the Korah Colts will pack their bags for Guelph and a berth in the OFSA Championships later this month. That'll be an action-packed 3 days of bowl games. I think there's 7 or 8 games on the roster. I can't wait to see where Jay puts us up down in Guelph, Scott, when we travel down there. I know we're flying first class, and that'll be exciting. Airs it out to number 13, Connor Filiatro. Looks like he's shaking off that injury, and that's a nice catch at the the 54-yard line.
Beautiful ball by Dubé, stretching the field, and Filiatro able to haul it in into double coverage. Nice catch and running catch play.
And pretty good defense on the play, almost broken up, but Filiatro hangs on and brings it down. So the Barons moving the chains late.
I was mentioning earlier about our sponsors, GFL Memorial Gardens, also Domino's Sault Ste Marie, and Team Essentials. New sponsor with us recently is Children's Aid Society of Algoma, so congratulations to you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to the fans for joining us here for the end of this NOSSA final.
Dubé drops back, flushed out again, rolls to his right. He's going to throw on the run. Got a wide open receiver. That's number 17, Quinn Tooley.
Tooley on the catch. Nice game.
Picks up about 18 yards and another first down for Algonquin.
This is the momentum that the Barons were looking for early to march the ball and gain positive yards, move the sticks. Looks like they're on their way, poised to make it a score here or get some points on the board. In this case, a little too late, but that offense is showing some signs of progress here. So 2:47 to play. Clock is rolling.
The Barons line up in the shotgun as they have all game. 3 receivers to the near side of the field. One lone backer in the backfield. Dubé, quick pass to number 27.
Nice.
One-handed grab.
Beautiful catch by
Beautiful
number 27, Aiden Dion.
Beautiful catch by
Thrown
number
behind
27.
him, reach back with one
Dion,
arm,
he hauls
able to
him
haul
across
it in
to
before
number
getting
12.
tackled both
Simon
the
Dubé, and it's another
16-yard
first down
line.
for the Barons at the Colts 17-yard line.
Again, the Barons marching. 2:16 to go.
55, Jack Metcalf with the tackle.
Jack
for the Colts.
Metcalf with the stop. Big shout out to Steph and Richard, Ellie and Taylor.
We got a timeout on the field. And as we take this timeout, I'm going to mention, I see former Korah principal Serge Ayako down in the stands. We miss Serge. He was such a big supporter of Korah athletics when he was at Korah. Just retired just a couple of years ago, and I was able to be a part of his retirement send off. You should have seen the car parade. It was of course during COVID, so weren't able to give him a typical send off. But the car parade wound its way around the East End, and it was as much as an hour-long wait with former teachers and current teachers and students and parents and everybody just showing up to give Serge a little love, as he gave a lot of love to the Korah family over the years, and here he is still out here supporting Korah in his retirement. So hats off to Serge Ayako.
Well loved and well respected, and hats off again to you, and always up for a celebration. So I'm sure they got one in store, brown and yellow.
Haven't met too many I didn't like. Speaking of celebrations, out of town scoreboard Western now up 30-7. Queens held it close till halftime. It looks like the Mustangs pulling away in the third quarter in the Yates Cup. Dubé back to pass now. He's going to air it out to the end zone, to the corner. A little bumping there. No flag on the play.
A little bit of hand fighting by number 16.
Ty
Koski. Nice coverage. Nice ball. Was able to be caught, but fell to the mat, and with 2 minutes to go.
Pass intended there for Riley Filiatro.
No flags on the play, so it looks like it'll bring out 2nd and 10.
I think there was a hold, a defensive. I didn't see a flag come down, but I did see a. I don't know if that holding was on the pass, or was it
inside the line?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, they'll march the ball forward anyway and move the sticks, bring it inside the 10. Looks like to about the 8-yard line. First and goal from the 8 for the Barons, so maybe they will get a chance to put up some points and take the goose egg.
Dubé back to pass, rolls out to his right, chase there. He puts it
up,
up,
and he's got a ball man open.
And that was number 17, Quinn Tooley, trying to reel that one in at the goal line.
Number 17, Quinn Tooley is incomplete. He's 2nd down and 10.
So he's 2nd and 10.
Ryan Laginen with the coverage on the play.
For the Barons, Ryan Laginen, on the coverage, trying to get a number on who was pursuing. That was Cooper Williams with the pursuit on Dubé in the backfield, flushing him out of the pocket. Dubé just had to hurl that one up, and it was close to a completion. 41 seconds to go. We'll call the players of the game shortly. Want to call the action on the field first. Dubé has some time. He's going to scramble to his right, try to make a Korah player miss. He does, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Algonquin Barons.
Number 12.
A little bit of a moral victory there as they take the goose egg off the board, bringing it to a 49-6. Obviously, an insurmountable lead at 18 seconds left to go. They'll kick the extra point. Probably make it a 49-7 final with the extra point.
And with that, we're going to call the players of the game. We'll start with the Algonquin Barons. And hats off to number 27, Aiden Dion. He had a pretty good game on both sides of the ball. Not the result he wanted, I'm sure, as Algonquin lined up to go for 2. Dion with a couple of nice hits on defense and some tackles and a few catches on the offensive side of the ball as well. So he's our player of the game for the Barons. 2-point conversion in and out of the arms of Riley Filiatro.
Conversion is no good.
Nice break up by Koski on the play. That's the ball game.
And as the game expires, we're late on this, but we'll call the player of the game for the Korah Colts is number 98, Dante Scaglione. Scaglione, of course, playing on both lines, but getting he had a big sack early, Scott, at a time when the game was still up for grabs. He made a big sack on 3rd down and then ran another one in for a touchdown. So congratulations to Skaggs. He's the Korah Colts player of the game. Domino's Pizza and Team Essentials bringing you the player of the game for both teams. And as the Korah Colts celebrate this NOSSA championship, final score, was it 42 or 49?
49.
49-6.
49-6 is the final. Sorry, Coach.
That's okay. In favor of the Korah Colts. Hats off to them. I want to congratulate the Algonquin Barons on a very successful season in their own right. This wasn't the result they were looking for, losing to Korah in consecutive NOSSA finals. But we will celebrate the Colts today and wish them well down in Guelph. Any parting words?
Just a big thank you to the Algonquin Barons. Came out, played a big, formidable opponent, put up a great fight. Obviously, like we said, not the outcome that you were hoping for, but thank you for coming. Enjoy our beautiful city. Safe travels on your way back to North Bay, and congratulations to you on a great season. To the Colts, of course, we still have one more hurdle to bound, but good luck to you as you go forward. Best of luck. Mentioning November 30th, 5 o'clock in Guelph. For those of you that are traveling down to the game and supporting those Colts, we wish them well. As on behalf of Sault Ste. Marie football, go do it for us.
Kevin Hemsworth and Scott